Welcome back to Vegas Live with Ninon. I'm Ninon, your host, and we have Jason with me, and apparently he does a lot of different things. I'm not quite sure because I'm a pre-interview, so I don't know what he does, but one thing I do know he does is real estate. Now, we all know, hello Jason.
Hello.
I love your glasses.
Thank you.
Look at those groovy glasses.
My fiance picked them out for me.
Oh,
she
dresses
me.
I cannot
dress
We
myself.
just had a photograph taken, and I was carrying you over the threshold,
Yes.
and now you tell me you've got a fiance. We
I'm
have a bit of a problem.
I've got
don't
to
be
play
sorry,
different.
you've got
I've
two
got to
women
play
now.
different angles here.
Yeah, you're definitely playing
I can
the
barely
angle.
handle one woman, so.
All right, I'm out. I don't think I can handle you anyway, Jason. Jason's in real estate. Now, obviously, being in real estate right now is amazing.
In some ways, yes.
Oh,
It's very
a negative
competitive.
flip.
Very competitive market right now.
I've been in real estate since, I got to go back because I'm going to date myself, but I'm going to go back to the 80s. And then it was I was a child. And then it was very, very much easier. Now it's such a competition.
Yeah.
There are so many of you out there.
And supply is not the greatest right now, so it's a definite seller's market.
It's a seller's market.
Definitely a seller's market.
Do you know, my house isn't even up for sale, and it will not be up for sale, and I must have had in the last month at least 100 or 200 calls. I understand your house is for sale. I understand my house is not for sale. And then they put these things up of how much it's worth.
Yeah.
And of course they're trying to buy it as cheap as possible and sell it as high as possible.
Of course.
So tell me, what's happening?
Well, I mean, real estate right now is in the real estate world, the supply and demand. There's the supply is not meeting the demand, which is causing prices to go up. It's just basic high school economics at that point. If there's not enough of something, and then the price is gonna go up. So
Sounds like gasoline. Sounds like gas at the moment. They've kind of locked it all up.
I feel like with gasoline though, there's always some excuse.
Well, they lock it away.
Yeah.
They've got plenty. They've got plenty of oil. Believe me, they've got loads of oil.
Oh, yeah.
They've got loads
Yeah.
of stuff. But just lock it up and then put the price up. It'll start coming down a little now because schools are going back to school now, so people aren't traveling as much now. So now they can probably drop the price a little bit now.
Probably, I hope so.
Probably, I hope so too.
Too expensive.
Now, what's going to happen in this? We've been having this government thing of $300 a week, and that they've been getting from the government.
Yes.
So people have stopped going to work, and then they also had this thing that you didn't have to pay your rent.
Well, it's not really you don't have to pay your rent. There are some circumstances.
Well, let's put it the government, Washington, whatever you want to call this place, wherever we are. They said you didn't have to if you didn't want to.
Well, it's a little more in depth than that.
Okay, so what's the in depth?
If you're having issues due to COVID related stuff, then there's
the whole world is
an eviction moratorium. But a lot of people have lost their jobs, essential workers and stuff. Still employed, still getting a paycheck because you need it. But a lot of people lost their jobs.
But then also the unemployment, people are not going back to work because they've been paid this money, $300 a week.
Yeah, that's.
So if you get $1,200 a month, and then you don't pay your rent.
Yeah.
So what happens to the poor person, like myself, that owns it and has to pay the mortgage? What happens?
So if a tenant doesn't pay their rent.
Yes. And we still have to pay the mortgage.
Well, we actually have a tenant. Luckily, we have a great tenant who's always on time. So we've never had to come across that. And I've
but on
talked to some of the more
whole,
seasoned
on a
realtors
whole, that's what's the big word going around.
And it's scaring a lot of people.
It's scaring a lot of people. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. This is just hypothetical. That because they haven't paid the rent, they have to pay the mortgage. How much longer can they pay the mortgage without the rent?
Yes.
So how many foreclosures are we going to get? That's where I'm going to.
So
then you have an abundance of
now
houses.
it's not like 2008 where everyone got a loan. You just go and sign your name, they'll give you a loan. So now the prerequisites are a little.
That wasn't so.
I've heard of a lot of people just falling under, with the whole mortgage thing in like 2008. Of course, I wasn't in real estate then. I was still doing surgery at that time, but.
Well, there's a lot of modifications and also.
Yeah.
What's this surgery thing?
Oh, I just dabbed it. I was just an amateur surgery person, just a hobby of mine.
I don't know, how could you be
I'm
I'm
kidding.
sure. I think this is
totally
one of his
joking.
jokes.
I'm totally joking.
Because I was told by my producer that you're a bit of a comedian.
I wouldn't consider myself. I say
But-
dumb things. My fiance would disagree. Like, he's not funny. She's a smart one.
Okay.
So I hope she's watching right now.
Are you
Did you
watching?
hear that,
What's her
Christy?
name?
You are the smart one.
Christy, you are the smart
Uh-huh.
one.
I mean, she has to
put
put
that up
with
on a
this.
great big blackboard so when he walks in the house this afternoon, when he gets back home. Are you living together?
Yes, we have a trailer by the M.
Well, not another one.
Oh yeah, no, it's a
Oh,
big,
yeah.
no, I'm kidding. We don't have a trailer.
I'm going to move into the trailers. This sounds really
Everyone in the
exciting.
trailers, we're all going to the M.
We all go.
We're all going to the M. But she's great, and
And what does she do? Is she in real estate?
she actually does financial consulting. She works with big companies. She has like top secret government clearances. And,
Oh, wow.
You know,
You're smart to marry a woman like that.
so she's
genius.
She's smart. She is. She's
Yes.
very, very book smart. And me, I'm just a, she's the one that kind of sets everything like this. What we need to do. This is how to be an adult, Jason. And I'm like, okay, Christy.
I don't want to go
this
there.
is how we go have fun.
I don't wanna
And
go
let's,
there.
Let's kind of let your guard down, and let's have some fun. But
So you
She's-
get her to relax and put her guard down,
I
and
try.
she tries to get you to be a little bit more business.
yes, and she hits me sometimes if I don't obey her rules.
Oh,
She's
is this
very
is
strong.
that kind of abuse?
No, I mean, we have a safe word and all that stuff.
What's this?
I'm kidding. I'm just- we're not going down that path. It's for a different show.
Yeah, well, no,
That's a
it
joke,
could be. So, what do you do for a sideline?
I'm sorry.
For a sideline, what do you do for occupation or something else you like to do apart from trying to
We
sell
do a
real
lot of
estate?
stuff with our dog. Like our dog is like our son.
What's it?
I talked about him the last time I was here. His name is Corey Taylor.
Corey Taylor.
Yes,
Do you know
I-
Corey Taylor?
I don't. I know the musician. I've never met him.
There's
I
a
know
young
he
lady in
lives
town
here.
called Corey. I think it's Corey Taylor. Hi, Corey. How are you?
There's
That she has a talk show. So.
there's
Yes.
also a singer for a heavy metal band that's here. That's who
Oh,
the dog
really?
is named after.
Oh, named
yes.
after the band.
Yeah.
And what instrument does the dog play?
Oh, geez. He plays.
Plays the bach.
He's
he's
a
a backup.
He's a classical musician. No, I'm kidding. He's a
He's a
Juilliard
backup.
grad as a puppy.
This show is going nowhere.
No,
You're all
we're
like it.
going
We're just
nowhere.
we're going nowhere. We're going down all these different holes. We ended up at St. Rose Parkway.
So we're getting a trailer by
he
the
gets
end. The
abused
dog
by
is
his
going to play
wife.
some music.
Yes. So what's your favorite music? Since we got into the music,
It depends on the kind of mood I'm in. I'm a big music fan, so I think
Yes.
music I use it as kind of a way to
To escape.
escape or change how you feel. If I'm having a bad day, if I put on some angry
Oh, you
music,
could never have. Can you imagine
Or-
Jason having a bad day?
Oh, I have lots of bad days.
I don't
Everybody
think
has
so.
bad days.
I don't.
If I'm feeling, a little mushy, I'll put on some John Mayer, some Ed Sheeran, or and just about everything in between. Even a little bit of country every now and
So
then.
do you work at home, and does your wife work at home?
She works at
your
home.
fiance. Excuse me.
She's usually traveling, but because of COVID, a lot of people aren't going back to the office right now.
No.
So she's been working a lot from home, and I will go into the office
Occasionally.
and do most of my
When
work from
needed.
home too. Yeah.
How many houses do you roughly sell a month?
Actually, I just got into real estate, so not even a year ago, I was still doing surgery. So
I thought you said.
I've been in.
I'm so confused. Now, surgery, I thought you said was kind of a part-time thing, and I thought, how can you
No.
have surgery as a part-time thing?
So when
So-
I was 19, I joined the Army, and I was a combat medic in the Army,
Oh, okay. Fine.
the U.S. Army,
Okay.
not like the Afghan Army.
You weren't in the Afghan army.
It was not in the Afghan Army.
Okay.
So I started doing that. I got into the medical field, and went
Did you
into
pass
surgery
all
from
your
there.
exams and everything? Did you get through all that?
Barely. I'm like way below average in surgery, but yeah, I'm good enough. No,
So if I
didn't.
wanted something done,
I
I
did.
would not. No one would recommend you. Would they?
I would recommend.
You would recommend.
Yes,
So
that's
what's
one thing
your-
I actually did
what-
take pride in.
And what was your forte in that?
Do you really want to know?
No, I'm just asking for fun.
Okay.
Of course I want to
well,
know.
I'm going to answer you for fun then. I did mostly robotic gynecology.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Robotic?
Yeah, so we would use a robot, surgical, yeah, kind of like a video game type thing, and it's a robot hooked up, and we would do hysterectomies and everything.
This is fascinating.
So yeah, kind of went down that
I
path.
want to ask, did you enjoy it? I mean,
I
the
did.
training must have been a little different.
It was, but it was rewarding in some ways, and in other ways, it's like, surgery, and it's
Well, surgery in any part of the
healthcare,
body is
but
tough.
it's almost kind of an assembly line type thing.
Oh,
It's not
really?
like, oh, this patient's next. It's like the appendix is next, then the hysterectomy. Of course, we take all proper precautions and make sure it's a
Well, I
correct
hope
patient,
so.
and we have imaging and all that. I don't want to make it sound like, we're just going to take somebody.
Oh, come on, hysterectomy, come on, this way.
Who's got
No,
a
no,
bunion out here? Let's
that's
take
how
the bunion off. But
we
but
should
like,
not be joking about this because it is a very serious matter with women.
it is. But
But we are.
But yeah, I mean, it was very rewarding because you're helping people.
Yes, of course.
And I did a lot of breast cancer stuff. I worked with a great
Oh, really?
breast
That
cancer
must be tough.
surgeon
That must be
in
hard.
Virginia. Yeah, but it's the rewarding part is when you see them 2 years later,
And they're healed
they're
and it's
doing
gone
totally
and
fine.
everything's fine.
Yeah.
Did you find when a woman comes in with breast cancer, because this is so important to a woman, of her body, did you find you had to kind of talk to them and sort of, try to probably calm them down or get them to understand it's okay and we're going to cure it?
You want to give hope,
Yeah.
but you also don't want to give false hope.
Well, no.
And the most of the times when the conversations like that came around, the surgeon would go and
We'll
talk
go
to the
and talk
patient
to the patient
and handle
explain
that
it a little
part.
bit.
We weren't really trained to go talk to someone and say, hey, look, you have cancer. That's more of
Let me
an
explain what it
MD
is and
would
what's going
go,
to happen to you
yeah.
and how you go through it and everything
Yeah.
else. But at the same time, you're there and you're watching this woman and you're helping this woman. So that must be very gratifying.
And I've helped deliver babies.
Have you delivered babies?
C-sections, we would do those. So, and it's kind of amazing when you stop and think that when a child is brought into this world, it's like, I am the first person to have ever held this child.
Yes. Oh,
You know,
wow, how does that feel? Well, I never thought of that.
You just think about it, like, just don't
because
don't drop the baby. Just don't drop the baby. Hand it to the nurse. But that never happened. But
you really are a comedian. Don't drop the baby.
no, but that is like one thing.
Really don't drop the baby.
But it and things like that, it's kind of amazing. Those are the times you're really grateful for what you do, and you get that little rewarding feeling inside.
It must be amazing when you see this baby and you take the baby for the first time. That must be such.
It is.
It must
it
be.
really is.
So you're going to have children of your own?
My fiance and I are talking about it. So there's
That's a good
there's
idea.
been some chatter.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Talk about it.
I know.
So how can anybody reach you? Do you still do surgeries and anything like that?
I'm still licensed, but
You're still
I
licensed.
don't do it.
You don't do it. So how can people reach you for your real estate?
Sell
their home.
For real estate, if you want to sell your home or a 5-wheel trailer,
Back to the trailers.
I'm with
okay.
Real Broker Realty. That's here in Las Vegas. You can reach me on my email is Jason Vegas Realtor. That's so creative, right?
Very
Jason
clear.
Vegas
Jason
Realtor
Vegas Realtor.
at gmail.com. Or should I give my phone number?
That's up to you, not me. I give my number out all the time.
202-403-7972. I still have my Washington, D.C. area
I was going
code.
to say, you're back in Washington.
Yes, I am. Or if you lose my number, there's a lot of stalls, restroom stalls around the city that probably have my phone number written.
Oh, you one of those people that kind of cut it in there?
Oh, yeah, I carved it in
carved
there.
it.
Yeah, great business. I get some weird calls, though.
So, yeah, I bet you do.
Not all. It's pretty good.
This has been a fascinating interview. We've gone from one side to the other side, and actually, we've been all over the world.
All over the place.
In fact, all my interviews have been rather different. I have really travelled all over the world with my interviews this particular week. It's been fun, though, and I absolutely thoroughly enjoy it. I've still got some more interviews to go, but I think you're fascinating. You're fabulous.
Thank you.
And he is engaged, so ladies, you're out of it.
Sorry.
Thank you for watching Vegas Live with Ninon. I'm Ninon, your host, and we're going to have the next guest. But don't forget to go to YouTube, subscribe, and I want to thank everybody out there for being a member and also subscribing and follows and likes and all that, because if it wasn't for you out there, nothing would happen. Thank you. We'll be right back.